Hey everybody, it's Hal here from Blue Frame. I assume if you're watching this you're a conservatory owner and that in summer it gets very hot and sweaty and in winter they get bitterly cold, or it's just time for a change and looking for something new. If that sounds like you, then definitely keep watching. So very briefly, what we're going to be going through in this video is number one, the 3 different system types on the market. Number 2, I will explain a process from start right the way through to finish so you'll see exactly how that looks. And number 3, we're going to answer the big questions which are around planning permission, building regs, and of course money. I am going to be going through this video very fast. The idea is to give you as much information as possible in the shortest amount of time, so do feel free to pause the video at any moment if you'd like to look longer at any of the pictures. The most common question we get is, what are my options? Well, they really come into 3 brackets. The first one is to leave what you've got already there and underclad it. The second option is to build around what you've already got, and the third option is to completely remove and replace. So if we look at those, this is what's called an underclad. So that, as you can see, the conservatory roof is not going anywhere, and what happens with these is there is a aluminium foil that goes underneath, it all gets battened and then plasterboarded underneath. Now I'm actually doing a quote for somebody just now, and the reason he's wanting to replace now is because he did an underclad 3 years ago, and in his own words he simply said it wasn't really fit for purpose, didn't really make it that much warmer. That's the first option. The second option is they build around. So this option is slightly different. Take the panels out like so. The existing aluminium structure is already there, is still left there, sorry, and what they do is they put timber over the top to create some depth and then insulate in and around like this one. Now, one of the issues with this is obviously you're adding extra weight on the top, so you do need some lateral strength to stop it pushing these frames out. So what that means is you lose the ceiling, so you end up with a flat ceiling. And just to be absolutely clear, we don't do option 1 or option 2. We don't believe that they are fit for purpose system. Or the third option is to completely replace what you've got, so completely get rid of that, bring a whole brand new roof structure and produce something that looks like so. Now there are branded systems, and we use one called Superlight. They've been manufacturing these roofs for 10 years. They install, they sell to installers over 10,000 per year, and the reason we use them is because all we've got to do is measure, they manufacture, and then we can assemble it in your garden in 2 or 3 days. So our surveyor will come out and measure everything really nice and accurately and give that to Superlight. Superlight will put that into their computer, and their computer will produce a cutting list. As you can see here, eaves, beam, hip and rafter, and each one is made to measure. It produces a box pick, which is all the nuts and bolts and bits and bats that you need for this particular roof. Everything is then numbered, even down to the insulation is all cut. As you can see, the numbers are all cut, and all we've got to do is plop it all together. It goes through the factory. They then assemble it on the factory floor just to make sure it all fits, put it on a Superlight truck and then deliver it to site. So that there is somebody's whole roof all ready to assemble, which means we can unload it, put it into the garden all nice and neatly, and we can do something like this in just 2 days. We can do something like this one in 3 days, a bit bigger, or we can replace something like that one in 3 days. This is an old glass roof, and we turned it into a tile roof. Now the options, you can have soffit lights around the outside, and if I show you this video, as we walk inside you can see we can put spotlights up in the ridge like so. We can put them in the ceiling here and there. We can put a perimeter pelmet all around the outside like so. It's all nicely bonded, so all the angles are curved when it's plastered. Obviously Velux windows you can put in a light well. This is called a Sky Vista, so it's a big piece of glass, but it doesn't open like a Velux window, but it lets lots of light in, big wow factor. Common question is, well, what if my conservatory isn't a funny shape? Well, it's all bespoke, so as you'll see with this one as it goes round, this is an L shape, so it goes in between the garage and then round the back. A big thing is planning permission. Everyone's wondering about planning permission. Planning permission is about the size of things, so you would assume that whoever had the conservatory built already took that into consideration, so your conservatory will already meet planning permission, so changing the roof doesn't affect that. Second big question is, well, how much are they? Well, look, we've got to be realistic. There's a lot of materials, there's a lot of manufacturing, and there's a lot of assembly, plus all the plastering, electricians and guarantees. So they are going to start from around about 5,000, so at least you know now you're in the right ballpark if you're looking to get a quotation. However, they do come with building regulations, so therefore your conservatory will go from a conservatory, just an occasional space, it will turn it into a habitable room, and we can give you a certificate that says that, so it will add value to the property, so it is a great investment. Look, we're a family company. That's me on the left, Hal. This is my brother Carl on the right. You will deal with us all the way through, and we will project manage your roof change all the way through to fruition. If you would like a quote, all you've got to do is comment below the word me, and we will get in touch and we will arrange a free, no obligation quotation. However, if you're interested but not quite yet and you just want to find out more, feel free to join our free Facebook group. All you've got to do is type in Tiled Conservatory Roofs, your questions answered, into the search bar up here on Facebook. It should come up fairly easily. If you tap groups, that might bring it up easier, because obviously it is a group, so it'll search the groups. Tiled Conservatory Roofs, your questions answered. Click join. We've just started, so you may well be the first member to join. And as it says, ask us anything.